speechers, and welcome to your Speech Goal Center video. Today, we talk about that past that is more past in the past than the recent past. What did I say? Well, let's find out. Imagine that you had an invitation for breakfast this morning. Your boss invited you to go there. You had a big, enormous breakfast. Before coming to the office, there you are at the office, and your best friend hasn't had breakfast yet. So he decides to invite you to have some breakfast. What do you think your answer would be? No, thank you. I have just had breakfast. But then you tell the story to someone and you say, I had breakfast when Jonathan invited me to go for breakfast again. I just couldn't accept. You see, more past in the past. You had breakfast, and then Jonathan invited you for breakfast again. Now, there is no real need to use the past perfect if we talk in the correct chronological order. First, I had breakfast with my boss. Then, Jonathan invited me. But the structure happens to be very useful when we talk in a more native English way. I had breakfast already. So, let's take a look. Question with the auxiliary at the beginning as usual. Had you accepted the job before you met the staff? Had you accepted the job before you met the staff? I had accepted. I had accepted the job before I met the staff. And what a regret. But well, you did it before. For example, I had a big breakfast when Jonathan invited me for breakfast again. I had accepted the job before I met the staff. Before I met. I had a big breakfast when Jonathan invited me. So, structures like before, when, as soon as. Very useful for the use of this chronological order. One structure happened more past in the past than the one in the recent past. Another example. I had seen that movie 3 times when I won free tickets for the same movie. So you had already seen that movie before, and then you won tickets for that same movie, which happened more recently in the past. So that's the past perfect. I used my auxiliary in past. So what's the difference with the present perfect? Both are in the past tense, but the present perfect uses auxiliary in present, had or has. And remember, it's a general past, not exact point in the past. This one is not an exact point in the past, but it's previous to another recent past. So stay tuned, and we will have much more on this topic that sometimes is kind of tricky, but not difficult at all. See you, and don't forget to follow, subscribe, and please comment. See you, speechers. Bye-bye.